how did I find out I was pregnant? What are the sacrifices I have to make? And what's the first thing you have to do when you find out you're pregnant? Stay tuned as we overshare.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Kelly.
And hi, welcome to our Overshare channel. And this channel, we aim to share no-nonsense scientific pregnancy tips and even parenthood tips, right? And we were ex-MOE teachers, so we are not going to share you any fluff. We're just going to tell you what works and what doesn't work. As of now, our kid is 7 weeks old. We are newly minted parents.
Yay! And also, we had our previous video. If you have not watched, please go and watch it on how to plan for parenthood. Thank you to all the friends for your support and also some of the constructive feedback that we have received. It will only get better as you go forward.
Do remember to subscribe if you found this useful and share it with your friends. Now let's go ahead with episode 2.
Woohoo!
Now, episode 2 today is all about what do you do when you found out that you are pregnant. What is a do that you must do? And you know what? People always talk about pregnancy comes with sacrifices. So what are the things you cannot do after you found out you're pregnant?
So I guess the spotlight is on me, right? Because I was the pregnant one. And yeah, for me, it was very different because I had no symptoms at all.
Common symptoms will be like nausea, fatigue, vomiting, that's what morning sickness, yeah, right? But what? You very heng?
I had nothing So I only had missed periods for 2 months. Then I started to suspect. And where were we after that 2 months?
So we were on a cruise and you were suspecting, so you were trying to avoid certain foods and drinks. Okay, we'll get to that
later. Okay, so once I got off the cruise, I chionged to the nearest Guardian because on the cruise you cannot buy. We bought a pregnancy stick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, talking about pregnancy stick, there are many options, many brands out there. Even Guardian house brand, Watson's house brand as well. My advice to you, just buy the proper one. $20+, never mind. You're not going to buy it anytime soon anyway. It's a one-off purchase.
That is right. So the first thing you do, buy a pregnancy test kit. And then what you can do with the test kit?
Pee on it. Anyways, there are a lot of different kinds. I think there's some early pregnancy and there's a middle of pregnancy test kit. A lot of different kinds. I will put a link down below so that you can check it out yourself if you're planning to test. After I tested, I saw that it got crossed.
Oh, yo.
Yeah. Then first person I told is Mark, of course. Yeah. Of course, being first timers, we were panicking, right? I'm sure a lot of you out there might panic also. So what is the first thing we did?
Yeah, so now we come back to the point. What is the first thing you must do when you found out you are pregnant? Okay. Share with friends and families?
We very kiasi one, right? We just want to confirm first, so we went to the nearest GP, walking distance from our house. And then bring the clear blue stick in a plastic bag or what. And like, nah, I think I'm pregnant. How to confirm? And then, the medical practitioner said what? Clear blue, pregnant means you confirm pregnant already, don't need to come and see me.
Yeah, so you'll be thinking like, hey, you are pregnant, then you must consult medical advice, you must go and find your gynae. And you know what, talking about gynae, we will share with you our criteria for finding gynae in our next episodes if you're interested. But yeah, the thing is like, hey, you'll be talking to a doctor, right? Like you want to see what's the next step, plan your pregnancy, plan your parenthood, whatever, right? Get some real legit medical advice, right? It turns out, don't really need You can take your own sweet time. There's nothing much that you really need to do.
Life hack. When we went to the GP, he was able to write a referral letter for us to KKH, and that provided us with a lot of government subsidies. Another hack, keep your clear blue stick because it's a very good prop to announce to your family and friends. Do you remember where we went after the GP?
Yes, we met your family.
Yeah, at my new property, the Florence Residences.
Yes.
And then we were viewing the property.
Because you just got the keys.
Yes.
We got the keys before we went for the cruise. They had no chance to see it. Then now we're all back in Singapore, everything. We can show them the property. Like, hey, we bought this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I also show the clear blue stick. So that's how I announced to my family.
So you good You got no symptoms Any other thing at all
Actually, I kena gastric twice. I'm not sure if it's pregnancy related. Then leg cramps towards the 3rd trimester. But that's all actually for me.
You had a relatively smooth one.
It's smooth but there are other sacrifices I have to make.
Yeah, so let's hop on to the next thing. What you should not do and what are the sacrifices you gonna make. So there are a lot of sacrifices in pregnancy because like you're so big size, you become very immobile, like then you cannot do this, you cannot do that, you need people to come and serve you, you're like surrounded by servants. Let's ask Kelly, can smoke or not?
No.
Can drink alcohol or not?
No.
Can dive or not?
No.
Can eat raw food or not?
No.
Can have sex or not?
You tell me?
So out of this few, right, what have you done?
Okay, for me, right, when I was pregnant and I didn't know, I already completed a rescue diving course.
So what's a rescue diving course?
This course is not easy, you know. You have to do fireman carry, you have to go up and down the different depths at a very quick pace. And you also have to do resuscitation drills in the water and also CPR above water. Now,
so this is like trying to rescue a fallen diver, like an unconscious diver.
Unconscious diver or panic diver. Drill very intense.
Don't rescue him in the sea, then get him out of the sea lah.
Either out of sea or on the boat lah. So after this rescue diver course, right, I went to have beer tower with my friends.
Also diving and alcohol, you clock already lah.
Within a day, you know.
Solid lah.
Of course, I was very paranoid after that. I straight away asked the GP, hey, I did all these things. And the GP said, calm down. And then he provided me with nuggets of wisdom, which I will share with all of you now. He said, whatever you did before you find out you were pregnant does not count. It is what happens after making sure that your pregnancy is safe that counts.
So tip number 2, whatever you done before you found out, erase, never mind. You focus on what you can control after you know about pregnancy.
Correct.
Like that. Of course you don't smoke, so that's not an issue lah. So after that, what kind of thing you avoid? What kind of food you avoided?
Actually, for me, because I'm a vegetarian, it's not that difficult. I already don't eat sashimi, don't eat raw food, but I really do miss half-boiled eggs. Shout out to Ya-Kun. And I also miss my caffeine. Apparently, you cannot take a lot of caffeine within a day. And last time I drink 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day, you know, kopi o kosong gao one.
Alcohol? Do you drink alcohol?
I don't really drink alcohol anyway, so to me, actually not much of a difference.
But yeah, like even social drinking you have to avoid. So even the casual bit, you know, like your friend offer you, or like even have the chocolates got alcohol, you might want to be careful about those.
Yeah, correct. Last time I know that a lot of people are paranoid. They will Google, can I eat blank? So I guess you can do that, but best to check with your gynae or doctor.
What other sacrifices you had?
Secondly, my hobbies. You know, my diving is a hobby, and I also like to dance. All these I have to drop because of my pregnancy. Obviously, diving is no-no. Now for dance, I also checked with my gynae. They said jerky movements, a lot of jumping, a lot of height changes. Try to avoid. But yeah, for me, I'm very sad because I had 2 dance courses. And I actually joined a recital that I auditioned for while I was pregnant and got in. So I have to drop all these, you know. Yeah. But on hindsight, there were people who were pregnant that did the dance recital.
Okay, then?
And they completed it. I guess for every pregnancy is different. So I guess up to your comfort level lah.
So it's a risk level lah.
Up to your risk appetite. Yes.
Okay.
So for fitness, right, I still continued my runs during my 1st and 2nd trimester, and I continued with HIIT, which I do with friends every Thursday. Yes, just that I added variations, so maybe burpees instead of jumping, I just go up and down. And then incline push-ups and all that. And you can still continue to be active even while you're pregnant. You don't need to be on bed rest all the time.
Yeah. I think even exercising is actually healthy for pregnant women, right?
It doesn't stop just because you're pregnant.
Correct. Imagine 9 months you never exercise at all. If you are people who like to exercise, don't mind joining us every Thursday evening, alright? And then we can do our HIIT or runs together.
Yeah, for me, this is the part that affected me the most because in the past, I had like a very packed schedule full of my fitness programs. I have 2 to 3 days of dance per week, 1 day of HIIT, and the remainder I top up with runs. And then suddenly it all went away in my 3rd trimester. And 3rd trimester, I can only walk. So remember I was walking with you in the stadium?
Yep. So gradually your fitness starts to drop, like the intensity starts to drop. So like 1st and 2nd trimester, she can still do HIIT, she can still jog. Of course, she gets then slower and slower until it becomes a walk. Instead of like jerky action, so you cannot do things like hopping and jumping. Then it became like squats instead, it became lunges, a little bit more softer actions.
Yeah, and then towards the 3rd trimester, I was quite homebound, and I want to shout out to this YouTube channel that I really want to thank this post-pregnancy and postpartum TV. I'm reliant on her exercises all the way till I pop. So I did her exercises, 2 exercises a day. and it was like a Pilates lah, yoga lah, a bit of strength training lah, but it's very safe for pregnancy.
Next thing, other sacrifices, especially those at work.
For me, my work requires me to dive, go outfield, go kayaking and all that. So that has to stop or even diminish, right? First person I talked to was HR. So I recommend talking to your HR on your due date and then your maternity leave, how you're going to take your maternity leave and all that.
Yeah, so speaking of maternity leave, right, working mom is entitled to 4 months. Okay, and it's up to you how do you want to break up the 4 months. Some people like to have 1 month before they pop and then use the remaining 3 months, etc. You chose to put all the 4 months after you pop.
Correct. So that I can spend as much time with my baby as possible. Yeah. The second person you need to tell, of course, is your boss or your RO after you talk to your HR, and the last one will be your team. Now, because I cannot dive, right, and I haven't told my team, right, it's a little bit sus when I didn't put my name down on the diving roster and all the fieldwork roster. So I had no choice but to leak the news to a few individuals planning the roster so that they can exclude me. But in the end, I still went for kayaking and a few outfield sessions, and it was still quite okay, not too intense for me.
Okay. So on hindsight, right, if you know that you are having this kind of exposure to this kind of activities, right, would it be better to quickly tell your team?
Yeah, but the thing is up to your comfort level. Some people want to tell only when they are reaching second trimester, which is my comfort level at that time. So I try to hide it as much as possible until 3 months pregnant.
Why would some people want to hide it?
Okay, because the first trimester is a bit shaky, okay?
Shaky as in what? Like the pregnancy is not stable yet lah. So
Correct.
chance of like a failed pregnancy can happen lah.
Correct, yeah. So that's why I was very paranoid. And then only after the second trimester, then your pregnancy is stable, then you can tell people.
So the idea here is that imagine you have told people like in the first trimester, hey, I'm pregnant, and then the whole world celebrates with you, right? But then, touch wood, okay, something went wrong, and then it becomes a failed pregnancy, and then, yeah, it becomes a very awkward situation. So some people don't want to tell.
Okay, so this was my pregnancy journey, how I found out the sacrifices I have to make, and also the sacrifices that you probably have to make if you're pregnant. And hopefully it is educational and it's informative for some of you.
Yeah, so let us know what you want to see in this channel. Share with us, like and subscribe. And of course, once again, if you found this useful, do share it with your friends. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye! They never talk about what's the father sacrifices. Maybe don't know, don't have at all.